We are always talking about the richest people in the world. And if we were talking about that today, we'd throw in the likes of Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Bill Gates. Today, we're switching things up a little bit by discussing the richest family. This is not your everyday content, so be sure to watch the video to the end. The Walton family. This multi-million family consists of several family members. The most prominent ones are Jim, Rob, and Alice Walton. Most of us are familiar with these three because they always appear on the Forbes list for the richest people in the world. How did this family amass all this wealth? Well, James, popularly known as Bud, and Sam Walton co-founded Walmart. Is Walmart that big of a deal? Isn't it just a supermarket? Don't let anyone hear you say that. Walmart underrated its success speaks for itself, as we are going to see in this video. Walmart is the king of retail with the largest annual revenue. It also boasts of more than 2 million employees. Thanks to all these qualifications, it is considered the largest private employer in the world. So yes, Walmart is a big deal. And the Waltons own half Walmart, so the combined fortune makes them the richest family in the United States and the richest in the world that is not royalty. The heirs of the founding brothers have grown this fortune a few hundred folds. How rich are they? We have already seen that two brothers co-founded the first retail store back in 1962. Sam Walton, one of the founders' three children, controls half the company's stake. Three other Waltons sit on the board of directors, with Greg Penner being the chair together with his wife's father, Rob Walton, and Rob's nephew, Stuart. Let's break it down further just to see how rich this family is. It is unbelievable. So a few years ago, in 2015 to be precise, the six Waltons made the top 400 Forbes list, 6 of them. Their combined worth then was about $136 billion. This hands down made them the richest family in the world. To put this figure in perspective, think about the United States of America and the many families the country consists of. Now this will blow your mind. This family's net worth meant that they had more, in the keyword here is more, wealth than 43% of American families combined. They could feed a small entire country and still be rich. Okay, think about it this way. Bill Gates is super rich, right? And so is Warren Buffett. This family is richer than the two billionaires combined. Walmart's growth over the years. Founded in Rogers, Arkansas in 1962, the company had a chain of 18 stores that were spread over different other states, such as Missouri and Oklahoma. What worked for Walmart that set them apart from other retail stores back then was the low price of goods at any time and in all their stores. It was a continuous offer. 7 years after its inception, the company reported $30.8 million in yearly sales. That did not stop there, because in the 70s is when the company really made a breakthrough. They expanded their services and started selling pharmaceutical products, car care services, and all types of jewelry. Towards the 80s, they became the first company to hit the 1 billion mark in sales in such a short time. In the early 80s, the company made more than $4.5 billion in yearly sales, and by 1989, their stores increased to 1,528 with 275,000 associates. In the same year, sales had reached the 26 million mark. While approaching the millennium, Walmart became the biggest private employer in the world with 1,140,000 workers. The company kept soaring in terms of growth and expansion, with the company being the first to bag the Fortune 100 #1 ranking 19 years ago. As we speak, Walmart currently has close to 12,000 outlets throughout the world. The heirs and what they own. Sam Walton really set his family up for success. He wasn't living the life himself, but his descendants are making it up to him, if you know what I mean. Sam got married on Valentine's Day of 1942 to the love of his life, Alina Robson, and together they had 4 kids, Rob, John, Alice, and Jim. He ensured all 4 of his children had an equal stake in the company, with each holding 20% each. He and his wife equally owned the remaining 20%, and when he died, his wife automatically owned his 10%. Rob Walton. Rob, the oldest son, served as the company's chairman till 2015. He has a mansion in Paradise Valley in Arizona, which is located close to Camelback Mountain. This mansion has made highlights before, with protesters camping outside seeking better pay and improved benefits for their services. Do you know where your boss lives? In addition to the house, Rob has a collection of top-notch vintage cars. Those that follow the family closely remember the incident that occurred back in 2013. At the time, his Daytona Coupe, which was worth $15 million at the time, got wrecked. There were only 4 other cars like that. Well, one would be super rich if they maintained their sanity after wrecking a $15 million car. John Walton. Sam's second son John, who was a Green Beret in Vietnam, died in a plane crash in 2005. He was married to Christy and together they had a son Lucas. When he died, 17% of his wealth was given to his wife and the rest was divided between Lucas and charity. Before he became Walmart's board member, he was the company's pilot and owned a few yachting companies. 8 years ago, his wife Christy decided to sell their Jackson Hole home. Their family ranch was also listed for more than $68 million. The price went down to $39 million, then to $12.5 million. Looks like she really hopes to do away with it. James Walton. James is Sam's youngest son. He is currently Harvest Bank's chairman. The family owns this bank. The bank has assets worth more than $18 billion, with a total value of more than $45 billion. He served on Walmart's board before his son replaced him in 2016. Now he mainly deals with Walton Enterprises, which specialize in finance and investments of the family only. Alice Walton. She is the only daughter and Sam's youngest child. She is worth more than $40 billion. She has never really been keen on running the family business. Her passion is in art. This started when she was as young as 10 years old purchasing a replica of Picasso's painting for $2. She has collected some art pieces over the years by some of the most famous artists. Her passion grew into a business when she opened Crystal Bridges, which is an art museum to be the storage for her $500 million collection. When it opened, it had 4 times the endorsement the New York's Whitney Museum had. Alice made history in 2014 when she bought a Georgia O'Keeffe painting for $44.4 million, making it the biggest woman's sale. Alice also loves horses. Her ranch was sold for an unknown price, but was initially asking for more than $19 million and later listed for $16.5 million. The property was made up of over 250 acres and sheds for cattle and horses. Her other Texas ranch was up for sale for $22 million. She also owns a condo in Park Avenue, New York. She bought it for $25 million in 2014. The condo comes with some amazing features, including more than 50 windows that offer the Central Park view. It also has a media room that covers a whole lot of space. Alice is probably the most generous among her siblings. In 2016, she donated her shares, which were worth $225 million then, to Walton Family Foundation, which is her family's nonprofit. This contributed highly to the donation the charity made the following year, which was about $530 million. The Waltons live modest lives. The family faces a major challenge of ensuring the coming generations will still have something to live on. They are going about this by living modest lives just like other Americans except for the account balances. This family calls no attention to themselves. This is how they have managed to stay under the radar all these years. They are also working on more complicated tax means than those that are already in place. With this line of thinking, they will continue to be the richest family in the world forever. That's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you did, be sure to come back for our next episode. But until then, goodbye and take care.